Smoke's been rising above Tel Aviv after an Iranian missile landed in the north of the city. This was the scene after a projectile fell in the Ramat HaSharon district. Alarms also sounded in Eilat and central Israel. Explosions were heard in the Israeli city of Nour after Hezbollah fired rockets from Lebanon. At least 10 projectiles were launched towards the north in the latest barrage. Israeli medics say 2 people were injured in that attack. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has confirmed Israeli warplanes struck bridges and railways in Iran, which he says were used by Iran's Revolutionary Guard.
Yesterday, our pilots destroyed transport planes and dozens of helicopters at an Iranian Air Force base. Today, Israeli pilots attacked the railways and bridges used by the Revolutionary Guards. They use them to transport raw materials for weapons, and the actors who attack us, the United States and the countries of the region, the same actors who also oppress the Iranian people.
Let's begin Nour. Odeh. She's following developments in Israel from near Ramallah in the occupied West Bank. So Nour, reports, as I mentioned now, these explosions heard in several locations in Israel. These rockets mostly fired by Hezbollah. At the same time, Benjamin Netanyahu coming out and saying very clearly that his plans, his strategy for Iran doesn't seem to be doing anything more than escalating.
That's right. And in the past 2 hours, we've seen warnings of 3 volleys of Iranian missiles, 1 in the south and 2 to the center area. We're hearing of initial reports of perhaps an impact site in Tah Tikva, which has been repeatedly attacked. Tah Tikva has several military industry factories. One of them was hit earlier in the week. Now, the political rhetoric is certainly one of escalation, not just from the Israeli Prime Minister, but even the defense minister. The rumblings in Israel, if you will, is that Donald Trump shouldn't take what's on the table, what mediators are offering, because anything short of absolute victory, of total decimation of the current government, of creating the conditions to completely collapse this system of government, would be tantamount to defeat. And the Israeli Prime Minister in particular has really tied his fate to this war. So you do not hear words of the possibility of reaching compromise. You hear the exact opposite. And that's why we saw those reports of Benjamin Netanyahu speaking to Donald Trump, counseling him to reject all those offers. A strategist of the Likud party of Netanyahu even talking about scenarios that are far more violent than just aerial bombardment of the air grid, of the energy and power grid, and other vital infrastructure. That hit list, according to sources, is already in place, coordinated with the U.S. Army and waiting for the green light from Washington.
Nour Odeh in Ramallah, thank you.